I'm going to give Triple F podcast. We're back in action. Took a little vacation. It's fun to get back on here and talk to our members. Miss Gracie in the house. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Full name, school, grade, interesting fact about you. If you can't think of anything or it makes you nervous, that's okay. Just tell everybody who you are.
I'm Gracie Harrill. I'm a freshman in high school, and I go to Concord Christian, and I can't really think of any fun facts.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. A lot of people are a little nervous when they come on here. It's the first time they've kind of been in this setting. Plus, Timo's back here mean mugging everybody. So listen, I love the fact that obviously me and your family have gotten connected through a lot of reasons and a lot of things. Got the golf tournament coming up and some of the things in my past and some of the just horrible tragedy that your family's been through obviously kind of brought us all together, which has been awesome. And then you became a member here, which fires me up, by the way, just in case I haven't told you lately. Bring a little female energy and outwork the boys, as always.
Yeah.
So let's start off with this. You said you wanted to give a few people a little shout out. So who are these folks that you want to give a little shout out before we get started?
Some of my closest friends, because they pushed me and make sure I come here a few times a week, mainly every day, to get better, because I know how dedicated I am.
You are dedicated, and that's one thing I'm excited about when we start the volleyball club is to get more females in here. And when we first opened, I had to make sure that everybody knew we weren't just a football place because of the job I had. But I've noticed over the last 2 years, we just had our birthday bash, open 2 years. How about that? Feels like yesterday. But I've noticed that sometimes girls don't stay around just because of so many things going through teenage girls' minds, whether it's the boys or school or drama or whatever. We only get the girls that are like all in.
Yeah.
And you are exactly that.
Thank you.
So I'm excited about the volleyball club because then naturally we have a lot of boys, as you know. But now this influx of girls that come in here, there'll be pods of girls to where girls can be with girls. But that's what I respect and love about you is even along with a million things. But I love our girls here that come in and they might be the only girl in the group and they just grind.
Yeah.
And it allows me to give the boys crap because you outwork them every single time and it's awesome. So good for you, sis. And thank you, friends out there that are pushing you. I don't know how much pushing you actually really need because it seems to me like with them or without them, you would be in here grinding. But good for you. All right, so let's start with Concord Christian School. I don't think I've ever had a Concord kid on here. Sometimes I say things like that, and then I have. Well, first off, let's make the public service announcement for starters. I forgot about my mustache. So this is the first podcast with a mustache. Attention to all high school girls out there, stay away from guys with mustaches. Just a natural rule. Gracie's give me an exception. I'll cut it off tonight before my wife kills me. All right, Miss Alicia Smith, I do this just to make her mad about once every 6 months. So she was not happy yesterday, Gracie. So I got to cut it off soon or she'll put my butt in the doghouse. All right, Concord Christian School. Tell me about it. Do you love it? Obviously, if you hate it, you're probably not going to tell the whole world about it, but you seem like you like it most times when we talk. So talk to me about Concord. What's your favorite thing about it?
I really like it, especially this year, because we just built a new renovation and we got a new gym floor and new basketball goals, so that's really good. And we have a bunch of great people there that are like really supportive and everything. And then the coaches and the teachers, you can talk to them about anything. So it's very like reassuring that you can just go to them and you can just talk about your faith, about school, about friends, about anything.
So I know Brody went to Catholic as a freshman, and now I just moved Amanda there, my oldest daughter. I felt like it was a better fit for her. Every kid has different needs, right? As a dad and as a parent, you're just trying to do what's best for your kids, just like your parents. Obviously, you're at Concord because that's what your parents feel like is best for your future, right?
Yes.
So I know at Catholic they have mass and different things. So do you have religion every day?
No, we have chapel every Thursday morning, and then once a year, we'll have the See You at the Pole, where we all gather around the flagpole and pray, from elementary all the way to high school.
That's awesome. Anytime Jesus is a part of your school, I like it, especially with everything going on with high school kids, especially the high school boys. They don't have brains, and you stay as far away from them as you can. But When even we're not Catholic, but just even Catholics, everybody at Catholic and everybody at Concord walks in the same gates of heaven, in my opinion. Um, I don't know if that's gospel. I'm not a preacher, but we're all going to the same place. So having mass or having chapel in school fires me up. I wish every school did that. Unfortunately, the world's changing up a bit. So, but good for you. That's awesome, and good for your parents for putting you in an environment like that. So how many kids? Because I know Concord's blowing up. I know the church is huge.
hmm
How many kids are in each class?
My grade is by far the biggest. We have probably about, I'd say 70 to 80 maybe. But the seniors we had last year, we had about 36. So it kind of just depends. Usually the elementary is a lot bigger than the middle school and high school. I don't know why, but usually like my grade and then the grade under me has the most kids.
I love. Well, that probably is because it's growing. So I'd say going forward, I wonder how many. I wonder how many Webb and Catholic have. I think they're up there in like the 500-600 maybe or something like that. So if you're 70 freshman class and everybody stays, and then the class under you bumps up, then I'd say it'll be a 400 or 500 kid high school. Do they have enough room for that, or they got to keep building?
I mean, we probably need to keep building, but right now we have enough room.
Yeah, yeah. I know that they got big plans over there, and Steve Matthews is in town,
hmm
so football. I know it's a little weird. There's like no. Listen, I don't know enough about Concord's athletic program. I know that the preacher at Concord is a football player, right?
Used to. His son is, yeah.
Yeah, so I know he's a big football guy, former athlete. So no lights on the field, something crazy like that, right?
No, yeah, we don't have any lights because of there's a neighborhood behind us that won't let us have lights, so we have to play our games at like 5 o'clock.
Hate to hear it. Hate to hear it. I've always heard there's like Concord and Farragut beef. Like Farragut doesn't really want Concord to have a field.
Yeah.
Not trying to get into the Farragut Concord drama here, but it's just the things I hear. That so the neighborhood Farragut trying to prevent the lights. So got to play when it's 100,000 degrees at the beginning of
Yeah.
the year, and then hopefully by the end of the year it won't be as bad.
hmm
But high school football is supposed to be under the lights. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
So hopefully sooner or later they'll get some lights. And but I guess if my house was behind the field, I probably wouldn't want the lights. Actually, I wouldn't care. Let's be honest. One night a week, 6 nights a year for crying out loud.
Yeah.
But I guess then they'll start playing soccer and who knows what else. So once the lights go in,
They stay
they
in.
stay in. Yeah, I don't know. If I was in the neighborhood, I don't know. But I hope sooner or later, especially as it grows, that they get some lights.
hmm
That'd be awesome. All right, 70 kid freshman class. So tell us your sport of choice, your favorite sports. Give us a little bit of. Go ahead and sell us on Concord Christian female athletics. Talk to me about it.
So our volleyball team is pretty good, but my favorite sport's basketball. So I'm always gonna like go for basketball, and like whenever we get the gym, we always want to be in it. We always want to shoot. We always want to do stuff to get our program better. But yeah, basketball's growing a lot, especially since we got coaches this year and last year that know what they're doing, that their experience is really helping our program.
I love it. One of my buddies, Josh Smith, his son, I want to say Kale. Kale was I think a senior last year.
Yeah.
Kale's doing pretty good in the looks department.
Mhm.
Kale's a stud. Yep. Comes from a awesome family. Papa Josh has been successful to say the least. So Kale's got it all going for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't, and like I said, I don't have many. We don't have many kiddos here from Concord. I don't have many that Brody or Brock grew up around. So starting to get to know the Concord community has been fun. And like I said, just like Grace, I mean, I think Grace got started like when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And now maybe a little bit before that, but it's not like it's been 50 years.
Mhm.
So you go over there now and see kind of what they have going on, and it's huge.
Mhm.
So I'd say Concord, especially with the location and if neighborhood and Farragut and they figure out some things and continue to raise money and build it and get good coaches like you're saying, I think Concord is going to be a pretty cool place
Yeah.
in the near future. So that's awesome. So what position do you play in basketball?
I'm like a guard forward, shooting guard. I can kind of play anything.
It's like the LeBron of girls.
Yeah.
So you're LeBron. I'm gonna start calling you LeBron. I love that. So are you all like in the same league as like Webb?
No, we play like Lakeway, Grace, CAK, them, like Providence Apostolic.
all that crew. I still am confused on that stuff. I know, but even like West, I think is 5A, right? Powell's 5A, Bearden Ferry gets 6A, Anderson County. Like I'm starting to kind of know the public schools because I went to public school. But the way all the private school leagues are, I still have no idea who's who
Yeah.
and who plays who. I know Catholic's in the big one, which
Hmm.
is hard to win. Webb and Concord. So Concord doesn't have a varsity football team right now, do they?
We'll play some varsity games, but we're mainly a JV team.
Mainly JV, so they got to build it from the ground up.
Yeah.
Well, Steve's the right guy to do that. I hear he's got some buzz going on over there. Got
Mhm.
Sterl the Pearl in the house and making it a party. Yep. If anybody can build it, Steve can. That's obviously why they hired him and drug him away from Catholic. So I know that a couple kids went over there. I get all the high school football drama around here, Gracie. This kid's leaving here and going there, and everybody thinks I have any control over it, like I'm their parents. But it seems like it's getting crazier and crazier with these boys in their eighth grade summer. It's like big time recruiting going on here in Knoxville. It's big business.
Mhm.
Is it like that with girls? If you're a talented girl, do you get picked and prodded at and recruited, and everybody tries to call you? Is that how it works, or do you pretty much just go where you want and get left alone?
Sometimes both. I mean, like the big people that are like really popular, like Nia Burns, Maddie Braden, Abby Roberts, all them. They're like the whole buzz. Everyone knows them. Everyone talks about them. But like Concord, how we've been so small and not have good sports programs in the past years, no one really like knows about us. So we're kind of like the underdogs. We're really secret. So like sometimes we'll get some credit, I guess. Like one of our football players, Dawson, he just went to quarterback this week because our old quarterback had to go back to Bearden, and he was one of the nominees for the 5-star Preps Player of the Week.
Nice.
So
So we got to get some buzz around Concord. More buzz. Grow the school. Keep pouring into sports, and then just like Grace and CAK, it's like most parents that I know and I'm friends with, which I'm not friends with everyone, but it's like if my kid can go to a place that has a great athletic experience and also has Jesus, it seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
Obviously, private school's not free, and there's some things that parents have to take into account with finances and different things, but it just seems like with everything I've heard about the actual church and the things you're telling me right here and how much you love it, and most kids that I know that go there love it, I don't think it's going to have any trouble growing as long as they can build big enough classrooms and keep doing what they need to do. Because I drive by there and it still looks like a church, not a school.
Yeah.
So when I see that, it's like, how much can they grow? I don't know. Maybe there's a huge building in the back. I just don't notice when I'm going to what's that golf course that I love over there? Because it's got open fairways and I can spray it all over the place and not go out of bounds. No, the public course. What's it called? Right there across the street from Fox Den. Willow Creek. That's my spot, Gracie. I sometimes I don't hit the ball straight. You know what I mean? Fox Den, Monday, September 30th. Come see us. By the time this airs, it'll be over, but that's okay. Harrill family, NALB, Triple F, all of us partying. Fox
Mhm.
Den. Your mom's the best. She might be back behind me. She might not. She's the best. So let's talk a little bit about just your journey. Losing a sibling. Are you comfortable talking about it on here?
Mhm.
Okay. Let's tell everyone we had a young man come in here earlier from Powell that just lost his dad, and very unexpected. Kind of shook the whole family, shook the community, and just talk about how your family. Because anytime I've been around your family, you're so positive, you're smiling, and I feel like when you go through certain things in life, it's this perspective shift that all of us need. All of us need to understand how precious life is and how the little things we complain about and the little things that we act like are just day breakers or, they ruin things. And in all reality, it's like, do you have your loved ones? Do you have a roof over your head? And so just talk to me a little bit about how you got through that time. But just talk to me a little bit about going through that as a family and for all the world out there that might not know your family story. And just you're like a little ray of sunshine, my friend. And you make this place better. When you walk in the room brightens up. And that's a gift from God. Not many people are like that. That's not something that you can work towards and earn. Just certain people have it and certain people don't, and you have it. And I've asked myself at times, I wonder if that's because of what she's been through. She's just like I said, the perspective of, you know what, regardless of what happens, I've already been through the worst, so I'm going to enjoy every moment and every day. Is that what it is, or have you just always been super special?
I've kind of always just been like super smiley and everything. I don't know why,
I love it.
but when I used to play softball, my coaches and my old basketball coaches, they would call me Smiley and everything. And I would always like when I played softball, I lost a bet and that's why I had to play softball. So I like did not want to do it at all, but I tried to make the best out of it. So I think that's kind of where like I've grown, just like trying to make the best out of everything, trying to find the joy in the little things. Like if you have a bad day, try to find something good that happened that day. And I didn't know my sister because she passed away before I was born, but my parents have the butterfly fund, and that's what they're doing with the Triple F golf tournament too. And they've always wanted to notice the people and the kids that have cancer and give back to their families in the hospitals that help treat cancer and help try to find the cure for cancer. And I think it's really special because instead of always thinking about yourself, we're giving back to the community and to other people and other families that are going through the same rough times.
Mm. When I was in Buffalo playing for the Bills, I got aligned with a pediatric cancer foundation called Punt, and essentially it was a lot like Butterfly. Started with a family that went through something tragic, and it kind of morphed and built into something that just served people going through the nightmare on earth. And so when you talk about losing a sibling that you never got the privilege to meet, but obviously, your parents went through the ultimate nightmare on earth for any of us as parents is to lose a child. So do you remember being young and them kind of explaining to you how it happened, or do you remember seeing pictures for the first time and asking mom, who is that? Or do you just kind of always remember knowing? How did your parents handle that with you?
I kind of just always remember knowing. I don't really know how I found out, but we have a bunch of pictures around our house of her and everything, and like quotes about like finding the good in things and about butterflies and like just the joy and everything.
I love it. I love it. Well, that gives me chill bumps. And once again, God made you super, super special. And you smile because God gave you this awesome heart and awesome gravity that people grow toward you. So tell us about Butterfly. Because I'm sure a lot of people in this town have heard the Butterfly Fund and they know everything that your parents have done to serve that community and be there for people. And that's something that I respect so much about your parents, and I'm so excited to go on a journey with them and keep building our friendship and relationships. It's like when tragedies or horrible things happen to people, a lot of times it completely consumes their life. And I don't want to use the word victim mindset because that's not appropriate for this situation. For me to say that about someone that lost a child would be horrible, and we're very off base. But at the same time, there are certain people that when horrible things happen to them, they just can't shake it, and it's so sad to watch, and it's horrible. But then there's other people that say, you know what? Instead of letting this consume the rest of my life, I'm going to go out and try to help other people going through the same thing. And those are the most inspiring people in the world to me. And your parents doing that is awesome. So for anybody that doesn't know Butterfly Fund, where the butterflies came from, tell us a little bit about it.
So my parents started this organization because they wanted to give back to families and kids and hospitals that help cure cancer and help treat cancer because they know how hard it is to go through something like that, and they want to try to make it easier on other families. So my parents do this event called the Butterfly Fund, and we had golf tournaments, burger bashes, races, and galas to like raise money and support. There'd be like a theme or something, and then after you run the race and like give your money to the hospitals and everything, then there would be this like big burger bash and everyone gets to hang out, meet new people. And then when we did the race, we would run it downtown so the kids at the hospital could look out their windows or come on the sidewalk and watch people race for them and give money for them.
That is awesome. It. I just went to a Iowa football game with Brody and Brock, my two kids, and it was cool because Iowa football started a tradition like 7 years. The Children's Hospital overlooks the Iowa football stadium, so it'd be like over at Neyland Stadium if Children's, like, you could see like the top 5 floors. And after the first quarter, both teams turned and waved all the kids, and it was pretty cool to be there in person and see. I never even knew that they did that, but to see them do that, just like your parents, and just like some of the punt work I've done in the past, and some of the stuff I've done here at Children, some of the kiddos here that I've been with that have gotten to ring the bell and do, you know, do the fun parts of the just vicious time that they spend battling cancer, which I hate that word, by the way, and I know your family hates it too. It's just like, goodness gracious. But in saying all that, when you see people come around these kids and make them smile and give them just unbelievable experiences from people that have been there themselves and people that haven't, it's cool. So you should be a proud young lady that God chose the parents he chose for you. And that probably has a little something to do with how smiley you are. Normally the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? All right. Concord Christian School, Miss Gracie, to all to all the females out there. Now let's give Triple F a little bit of love. Triple F podcast. What's your favorite thing about Triple F?
My favorite thing. So, usually if I don't come in the mornings here, I'm like grumpy at school, and it's not good for anyone because I didn't get my workout in the morning. So, but like if I come like on an afternoon or whatever, like if I didn't have a good day at school, like when I walk in, I'll just automatically be happy, and I don't know like what it is. I think it's just the atmosphere, getting around other people. Because my school, since it's so small, I'm around the same people every day, every class. I see everyone every day. I talk to everyone every day. So it's good, like, meeting new people, hanging around new people, and learning about others.
Oh, my. Preach. We need to make that a TikTok. Post it to the world. Well, that's why God put this place on my heart. Listen, I love that you get bigger, faster, stronger here. Well, not bigger. Some of our boys want to get bigger with all their peanut butter down there. All the girls in town are scared to death. They're going to start looking like a female Arnold Schwarzenegger when they come here. It's about building athletes, right? Mm-hmm. And I love that. I love helping you become more athletic because our staff is so special here, and Coach Rich and all the coaches. But I built this place, and I went out and tried to find other people that have the same mindset and vision of me, of building a community of people that support each other. And to hear you say that's your favorite part, normally when I do this with kiddos, their favorite part is never like a certain lift or exercise. It's always that. And that gives me chill bumps and fires me up every time, because we will be failing you here when that's not the case. Mm-hmm. I want it to be a breath of fresh air when you walk in this door. There's pressure and that phone and school and all the things coming after you kiddos all the time. I want this to be a safe haven for you. So the fact that it is for you, especially being one of the only females in the room, at times makes me happy, because these boys know I'll jerk a knot in their ass if they mess with any of you girls. Excuse my language, Lord forgive me. I need to come to one of the Concord chapels one of these days. We'll think they'll let me come in? All right, we'll call and ask so I can get myself right. I've been cussing a lot lately, Gracie. I don't know why. It's snuck back up on me. My mouth's getting bad. I need to fix that. But I love that. And like I said, I think the volleyball club, we're not going to have those girls like around all the time. They'll practice like late at night, but kind of having them be here training and get more girls in the room. Plus, I hear your mom might have a female trainer out there.
Yeah.
Female coach out there for us, which I've been searching for. So always, I've never posted a job interview here, ever. I always just pray and ask God to bring people into our lives that are going to empower this place and be there for you kids. So the fact that your mom has a female coach right at the same time that we're going to get an influx of female volleyball players, God's pretty cool. How it all works out like it's supposed to. At least in my experience, when you just don't be a big dummy and, like I have in the past, try to bulldoze your way through everything and just leave it to God. Literally right before everything happens with females coming in, your mom comes to me with that. Somebody moving back to town that has volleyball, it's cool. That stuff fires me up. Sorry, I digress. So the community, the feel, Miss Karen sitting at the front desk, I'd say she's in a good mood most of the time. She loves all you kiddos. So I love it. Well, I love you, girlfriend, more than you ever know. You literally make my day when I see you. I love your family. and I'm glad you're here. And I appreciate you because, like I said, I understand this can be an intimidating environment for girls sometimes when you're the only girl in the room. And I just love how you come in here and grind and work your butt off. And you're about the right things. You're not about all the silly stuff in the world like a lot of, not just girls, boys, a lot of kids your age are consumed by all the goofy stuff. And you're all business, but still sweet and smiley and love Jesus. And you're a cool kid. And
Thank
I'm glad you're here. And I'm thankful for you in my life. And I'm thankful that Triple F has you.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining the podcast. I
You're welcome.
appreciate it, and we'll little shout out Concord Christian. It's doing good things. You're a saleswoman for Concord Christian right now. If you were a mother or a father in town, would you send your kid there?
Yeah.
Boom. Let the growth continue. Grace, CAK, look out. Concord Christian's coming. See, I get to like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So. Grace and CAK might watch this and get their feelings hurt a little bit. Well, guess what? I'll have a Grace or CAK kid on here next and say the same thing. So good for Concord. Good for you. I hope the basketball team continues to grow, and I hope basketball season goes awesome. I know it's about to start.
Mm-hmm.
Practices and all that, so we might not see you around here as much, which will be sad, but that's okay. Just keep being you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, give us a little, this is not the Hut Hut podcast. This is the Triple F. Just give us a little Hut Hut.
Hut hut.
Oh, yeah. All right. Later.